once again, good friends. Welcome new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. Next on the list of requested videos. Well, the comment was, I see you doing bits and pieces of interior while, testing products. Can you please throw a video together so I could see your process, some of the chemicals and tools you use for an interior detail? And we're going to do just that today. No more wasting time. Let's get to it. Today we're working on an interior, and if the leash and slobber marks on the door and the hair here doesn't give it away, well, this is the puppy mobile here. We have dog hair, we have saliva, we have dust, mud brought in from the paws of this hairy beast, stains, odor, you name it, we have it to clean out of here. This is one of the nastiest interiors we've worked on this year to date. Really not that bad, but we don't get them too trashed here anymore. So I'm going to run you through the process, what we do here when it comes to process chemicals and tools. All right, well, we work literally from top to bottom. But before we get started there, everything has to come out. The mats, all layers of mats in there. It's crazy how some vehicles have 3, 4, 5 layers of mats instead of just having one set and keeping them clean. This has car seats and a blanket. That's going to have to come out as well. We're working outside today. The bays do have some cars curing from coatings, but it's such a beautiful day. It's a little bit overcast, so it's not too hot, but we have enough sunlight or natural light that, it'll assist us in catching everything in the interior here that has to be cleaned out. Shop lighting's great, but sometimes, honestly, there are areas that can be missed if you don't pull it outside first. Walk around, get a good look in the inside, and then pull it back in and finish up. So we'll start with the headliner. Before we do that, though, we're going to blow the vehicle out. Every crevice, every crack, every little corner. Get everything to the bottom of the car, down to the rug. This step here is actually a head start for everything else. And if you can carry, a compressor that is capable of pumping out 90 psi continuous, and here's the rest of the tools we're going to be using today, including the industrial steamer and some other chemicals and tools. We're going to start on the headliner, and we don't want to oversaturate in this area especially. So we're going to start and see what we could do with a little bit of carpet foam on a microfiber, just putting it on the microfiber, massaging it into the headliner. It's a dry foam, so whatever we can get out is a plus from here without having to use any other harsher chemicals. You got to remember the spray adhesive holding these finer upholstery pieces up here, they're going to fail if you introduce them to too much moisture and too much heat. Now, just a tip, if you do have some stains that are really stubborn on those finer materials, including headliner, introduce the steamer, but don't use it and give it direct contact from the steamer. Steam right into a microfiber along with some of the chemicals. The heat will increase the acidity in the chemicals, make them more effective, and the heat of the towel will, when it makes contact with these fibers, make them relax a little bit, help you remove the dirt and grime and whatever's stuck in there, stains. I like using Power Clean in these areas, and then I'll spray a couple little squirts of Tide, either the cold water clean or the sports or the Febreze Tide, doesn't matter. It helps with a little bit of odor control, especially in these little puppy mobiles or if you have a smoker's car. Very effective. Power Clean, sometimes straight up depending on how bad the areas are soiled, but mostly it's going to be diluted 5 to 1 or 10 to 1. I have a nice detailing, I have quite a few detailing brushes here to get into vents, into cracks, into corners. Spray directly into the bristles, get to work, and follow up with a microfiber. As simple as that. As you can see, the theme is top to bottom. We don't like repeating ourselves. Here's some really helpful multi-purpose Q-tips. A rounded end on the other end comes to a point so you can get in and around the dials of the center console. But we're done with the top of the dash. We're going to work our way down through the dash and knock everything that's loose down to the carpet. Always finished up with a microfiber that we have products sprayed into. We'll never spray product directly onto a surface, except for maybe those areas like the center console cup holder, where there's an inch or two buildup of dried up soda and candy. Here is the vac we use. This is a Porter cable, fantastic with tons of power. We're going to go in the center console, get as much as that can before we even start to spray product in there. This here is Power Clean. We have cut 5-to-1, spraying directly onto the surface. This here and ClarPro Multi-X, the two chemicals I would trust to spray directly on black plastic trim. It will not stain, it will not discover them. Now, when using the steamer in the area, keep the steamer head 6 inches plus away from the surface, especially dark plastic trim, and that will keep from discoloring them and burning them as well. Use the detailing brush to agitate, teaming up with the steam and the moisture. And then simply mop up and finish up with the microfiber. Okay, Junior's going to continue on with the front cabin. I'm going to go around back to the storage compartment area. A ton of dog hair back here. So the first thing I'll do is just do a quick vac. Pick up any of the larger loose pieces. That's going to be goal number one. And while I'm in here, I'll go after the dog hair. Two tools for this type of hair. This is a longer, softer hair, probably from a bigger dog. The short, wiry hair, I'll use something different, but this tool here helps a lot. Just very light pressure. Drag the hair back towards you so you can get it and scoop it up with your vac. If I'm having any trouble whatsoever getting dog hair up, I'll switch over to the pumice rock here, and again, lightly, gently drag it across the surface and bring the hair back to you. Okay, before I do any kind of shampooing, I want to clean out the sills or the jambs back here for the hatch. It has mold and dirt and tree dirt, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to get some APC in there, let it break that up, lift it a little bit, and agitate with a detail brush if it's not too bad, and wipe it out of there or rinse it out. Or you can introduce the steamer along with the detail brush here. A perfect combination for this area. We're doing this now just in case a little bit of it drops down into the carpeting or the upholstery of the storage hatch. You know, we'll have to shampoo that up. We don't want to ever repeat ourselves or chase our tails while doing these interiors, so this is the route we go. With those areas taken care of, we can shift attention back into the storage compartment and the upholstery. And for that, I'm going to use the MAI Chemical Company's Stain Rescue, diluted 5-to-1, and that is in the container for the Griot's Garage Air Foamer. I absolutely love this tool for interiors. Why? It's a dry foam. You can lay this thick and it will not oversaturate. But because the foam is sort of dry, you have to let it sit for about 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes sometimes, depending on what kind of stains or ground-in dirt you want to remove. So on all material, upholstery material in an interior, that air foamer is absolutely fantastic. And another theme of interior detailing is not oversaturating. That causes more problems than you are curing if you just douse the areas with water and that's why I got rid of my extractor, to be completely honest. And I know the extractor, you guys are successful with those. I do not like them. So I'll let it dwell for a couple minutes. I'm going to come in with my Torque 10FX here, and I have a soft bristled attachment for the 10FX, and we go to town. This isn't like the rotary. This is just an agitation, with the oscillation, and the 10FX isn't really that powerful. It wasn't designed to be. And I choose that one because of the material back here. I don't want to use a stiff brush on this material here on a rotary. It's just going to tear the crap out of it. Plus, if you keep detailing the same areas that way, you're going to cause problems again. And I want to give you a close-up here as to how it just agitates and does a perfect job back here. What needs to be done to follow that up is a thorough vac. And while it's still a little bit damp, I don't like the cheesy designs, the lines that's put in the rugs and stuff like that, but I like to sort of comb it in one direction and make it look uniform and then let it air dry that way. Okay, now we can move to the seats. Again, we're working our way from the top to the bottom. The back hatch is done. We just have the driver and passenger compartments to do. So we're going to use, again, the Griot's Garage Air Foamer and the Stain Rescue. There's lots of stains, paw prints, probably a little bit of urine, who knows what else, and a lot of odor to take care of. So we're going to lay that on rather thick. Again, it's a dry foam, so you got to let that set for a little bit. Now, to make sure that we're not saturating or getting moisture down into the foam cushion underneath the material, I'm going to use the Griot's Garage Pulse Air Cleaner, and that will blow that plus the dirt out, following up with the microfiber, and you'll see right here how effective that is. So simple. Okay, Junior's going to continue on with the seats. I'm going to take care of the door jambs, and the kick plates here, you can get transfer from shoes and loading stuff into it. That's where my buddy Citral 266 comes into play. I absolutely love the stuff, as you know. A little bit onto a microfiber, gets the transfer, and pretty much everything else in those areas out and makes it nice and clean. All right, can't get much further down than the carpets. We're pretty much down to the nitty-gritty here. We're going to do a thorough vac first, make sure we get all the loose parts. And again, here we go with the Stain Rescue, and I have a little bit of Tide in there as well to help with odor. We're going to put a nice layer of foam on that carpet. We're going to take a little bit of a 10-minute break, let it dwell, and he's going to come back in with the drill and the corner attachment, get the corners, and then switch over to the round stiff bristled attachment. This carpeting right here is a little bit more plush, so you need something with bristles that are a little bit stiff but not too much. You don't want to fray the material either. It's something to keep an eye on when you're cleaning interiors. And then finally we'll hit the mat. And then finally, a thorough vac. And while the fibers are still a little damp, just gently push them in one direction. Comb them in one direction. Again, I don't like the cheesy lines, but here you go. It's all finished. It's nice and cleaned. Just ready for the puppy to jump back in and make it dirty all over again. Before we get to the final thought segment of the video, just a little bit of car porn for you enthusiasts, including myself. If you're wearing a headset or if you have the volume turned up loud, you might want to bring it down a notch or two. Enjoy. 1,000+ horsepower, Carroll Shelby Super Snake, perfected and protected by yours truly. for today. That covers one of many different interior detail packages. That was just a basic cleaning. We can go further into cleaning and protection, smoke removal, smoke damage, odor control. Yeah, we can cover those in the future if you'd like. Until then, have a great day, guys. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Take a look at the link down below for detailing for dyslexia. The proceeds from the sales of the t-shirts down below the subscription box goes towards that good cause there. You can join us shoulder to shoulder and help kids that are just less fortunate. It's already hard enough for some of these kids to get a head start in life, and then to have something like that hold them back a bit. So, it's a pleasure to put these videos out for you guys. Love you all. Catch you in the next video.